Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Food School Smarter, Stronger, Leaner podcast on a mission to inspire a world where food makes us better. Today, guys, we are talking briefly because it's Friday and you probably want to get on with your day and start the weekend. Am I right? Today we're talking about this specific food that I believe is one of the best foods out there. And what I mean by one of the best foods out there, when it comes to human nutrition, we humans, we do have specific nutrient requirements, like we have compared to, let's say, elephants, gorillas, and other animals. We have very specific nutrient requirements. So, guys, also, if you ever hear some diet, nutrition, authority or medical doctor or whoever that might be saying that we should be eating this or that because gorillas or cows or elephants eat this or that. Never listen to this, because we humans evolve differently from all those animals. Some of them might be pretty close to us, like gorillas, for example, or chimpanzees, but they're not the same. And one of the major differences between them and us is our digestive system and, of course, our brain. But specifically to satisfy our demands for certain nutrients, to adapt to our lifestyle requirements of our brains, of our bodies, our digestive system also evolved, and it evolved differently from gorillas and chimpanzees who do eat different diet. They do require a different diet, different from us. So if somebody compares us to chimpanzees, gorillas, or elephants, or cows, they're doing a really poor job because we're just not the same. Our digestive systems, our metabolism, our brain, our nervous systems are not the same. And our nutrient requirements are not the same. So guys, don't ever listen to this really silly and uneducated comparison. If we were gorillas or chimpanzees, we would be just like they are, but we aren't, and so we do require different nutrition. Anyhow, guys, and so there are some foods that satisfy those requirements better when it comes to human digestive system and metabolism, better than other foods. Now, for example, a lot of plant-based fans and people who are considering that for that type of eating for one reason or the other, they will argue that we do have all the nutrients that human body needs in all these other plant foods. And it is simply not truth. Without supplementation, a vegan diet, 100% vegan diet or plant-based diet is just not sustainable. So without supplementation, fortification of foods, it is not sustainable for a long-term human health. Now, you can do it for a while. I'm not saying it's not possible, but long-term, there are going to be negative health consequences. This is the first point. Without certification as supplements, without our modern food system, it would never be possible if you're interested in long-term health and avoiding all the degenerative diseases. And also another thing is a lot of nutrients in plant-based foods. You will have to eat a lot more of those foods, and a lot of nutrients like, for example, zinc or vitamin A or vitamin D, iron, they are either going to be in a form that much less absorbable, or those nutrients are going to be in a form that is different from animal form that our body can use. And so in order for us to get the benefits of that plant-based form, our body would have to convert those vitamins and nutrients, like, for example, vitamin A. In our body, we have retinol form of vitamin A, actual vitamin A that we need, that we can use for our immune system, for our eyesight, and so many other functions. In plants, we have beta-carotene. And beta-carotene has to be converted into that vitamin A form that our body can use. Whereas if we eat something like liver, chicken liver or cow liver or, any other kinds of liver, we don't need to convert anything. So that vitamin A is directly absorbed and we need much less of that. And also, not all of ours are the same when it comes to conversion of different nutrients, especially because of our differences when it comes to our digestive system, our complex digestive system. Some people don't have really great digestive health, and so their ability to absorb plant-based versions of nutrients or convert them, their ability to do that is really compromised. So you gotta always take into account that. And plus, again, in plant-based foods, there is fiber and you'll just have to eat so much of it, usually more, to get adequate amount of nutrients. That's why some foods, some animal foods are actually much better at delivering certain nutrients that plant-based foods are not that great at delivering at. So today we're talking about this food, this animal-based food. It's actually seafood, shellfish, mussels. And so this food is really effective at delivering certain key nutrients. Really effective meaning we absorb those nutrients much easier, much better, and per calorie there is much more of those nutrients that are essential to our health. Specifically today, I'm talking about iodine, I'm talking about zinc, I'm talking about iron, I'm talking about omega-3 fatty acids that are not present in most plant-based foods except for seaweed. And even when it comes to seaweed, the only way you can get considerable amount of omega-3 fatty acids, the ones that we need from marine sources, the only way is supplementing. You will never be able to eat that much seaweed to get essential amount of omega-3 fatty acids. Anyhow, guys, mussels, one of my favorite foods because in just few calories. So for my lunch, I cooked 8 ounces or 250 grams of mussels, mussel meat. Now you can find them sold in shells, but I usually buy them without shells to make it easier to cook. So anyhow, I cooked 250 240 grams of mussels. I just sauteed it easily with my vegetables. And with just 215 calories for the whole thing, I delivered not just 30 grams of highly absorbable protein, I also delivered just 5 grams of fats. Most of it was omega-3 fatty acids. There is some carbs, 6 grams of carbs actually, 5 grams of fat, 30 grams of protein, but that's not the most important thing. The most important thing is with that amount, I delivered 1000% of B12 vitamin that is not present in plant foods at all. That is crucial for our nerve health, for our brain health, and for so many other functions in our body. And if we don't get enough, that a lot of people on plant-based diet aren't getting unless they are supplementing. So if we aren't getting, for example, B12, we can induce permanent meaning not reversible nerve damage. And that's gonna, nerve damage is just really bad idea for a human being. Our nervous system, our brain is everything when it comes to health. So with that amount, 240 grams of mussels and just 215 calories, guys, it's a very diet, weight loss friendly food. We also delivered 187% of iodine, crucial for the health of our thyroid gland. That thyroid health is compromised for so many people, and thyroid gland is responsible for a lot of metabolic processes, like how fast or how slow our metabolism is, how maybe sluggish it is, how much energy we expend on a daily basis, how low on how our food or our body temperature is so many things. Like thyroid gland is considered to be a king or queen of our metabolism. It governs it a lot of. It's in charge of a lot of really important metabolic functions. So 187% of iodine that is crucial for thyroid health. We also delivered 73% of iron. Iron is really hard to get in most foods. Plant foods, like forget about it. You need to eat tons of them. Specifically, lentils is probably the richest source of plant-based iron. But even there, it's not highly absorbable like in all plant foods. Plus, there is a lot of fiber, lectins, and anti-nutrients. And I love lentils. I am cooking them today, but they're not still best way to get iron. And even in animal foods, iron is hard to get by. So with just 215 calories of mussels, you deliver 73% of your daily need, and especially women. So many women are deficient, and that's why you might be low on energy, and that's why you might have weight problems and energy problems and mental problems. So iron, 73% of iron. Also zinc, 50%. Zinc, guys, most people are statistically, according to all the data we have, are deficient in zinc. That is crucial for immune system, for protein synthesis. Forget about lean body and muscle if you aren't getting enough zinc. And in food, zinc is highly absorbable in animal food, specifically highly absorbable and really easy to digest, to assimilate, and there are no anti-nutrients. And zinc is, just like iron, zinc is proven to be, I believe, like 30 or sometimes 50 for zinc, and even sometimes 10-fold % more bioavailable for human beings than in plant sources. So zinc, important for immune system, and zinc is needed to assimilate, to absorb vitamin A, that is also crucial for immune system. So zinc is important for so many reasons, and most people aren't getting. And so with just 215 calories of mussels, you're going to deliver 50% of that. So you eat one meal and you already are delivering 50% of zinc. That is a pretty amazing thing for food. I'm not talking about other nutrients. There is a lot of selenium and phosphorus and copper and some manganese and potassium and magnesium and calcium. All of that you can find in mussels. And also there are tons of B vitamins. So mussels, that's why, mussels are so rich in nutrients per calorie. And again, super low caloric and great source of protein also. And then guys, you're going to deliver 163% of omega-3 fatty acids. So not just fatty fish is high in omega-3s. Mussels are also high in omega-3s, just like oysters, by the way, but mussels are much cheaper also, much more available. And when you saute them or roast them, they have amazing taste, because oysters, to be honest, it's an acquired taste. Not everybody loves oysters. They might be quite expensive in most places in the world. But mussels are affordable, sustainable, easy to digest, delicious when you know how to make them. And so 163% of omega-3 fatty acids, EPA and DHA. And omega-3 fatty acids, they are important for our brain, for our cell communication, for our nerve health, they are highly anti-inflammatory. They are important for so many reasons, and they are crucial for kids. It is proven by studies that cognitive performance of kids and adults and teenagers improve when they are eating on a regular basis omega-3 fatty acids. By the way, guys, mussels, you can make them into ground meat kind of thing and mix it with maybe ground beef, make meatballs, or maybe some sort of beef patty or something like that. You can get creative to feed your kids or your spouses, or even for yourself. If you find it hard to like them, mix it with other stuff. Maybe mix it with carrots or sweet potatoes and make those orangey bowls that your kids would love. Maybe put them in some sort of pastry if you do that, and feed it that way to your kids, like maybe some sort of, I don't know, dumpling. That is also a great way. Mix it with some beef and give it to your kids. They would love it. And so again, 163% of omega-3s for just 215 calories. I want to repeat that again, guys. So mussels, that's why mussels are on my weekly menu 1 day a week. As you know, I'm a huge fan of eating patterns. So 1 day a week is my mussel day. Now, I'm not saying it's the only thing that I'm eating on the day, but I'm eating my mussels every single week for that specific reason. The more mussels, the better. And I usually saute them simply with any vegetables that I have at that moment. So for example, yesterday I made it with mashed stew. It's kind of green peas, but not the actual peas, but the pea pods that are also high in many nutrients. B1 specifically, that is not present in all the B vitamins that mussels are high in. I also add vitamin D rich mushrooms. I had bell peppers. Everything was sauteed, not raw. Bell peppers, that is high vitamin C. I also had, what did I also have there? Some red onions and curry spice and some olive oil. And I sauteed everything and it was absolutely delicious and super high in nutrients. Really not high in calories at all, especially if you don't use any oils. It's a very low calorie food. It's like 300 calories or something. So I sauteed all of it, eat a lot of it. Like I'm a veggie champion. So I probably eat like half a kilo of different vegetables in that meat plus mussels, and I delivered all that goodness. Again, it was about 30 grams of protein per 250 grams of muscle meat, 215 calories, 5 grams of fat, 6 grams of carbohydrates. It's one of the few animal foods that has some carbohydrates. Again, vitamin B12, 1000%, iodine, 187%, omega-3 fatty acids, 163%, iron, 73%, zinc, 50%. And so this is one of my favorite foods ever. It's also pretty amazing in seafood salad. If you like to make those, then either bake or saute mussels with some maybe sauce and onions or garlics and put it in your salad, or maybe even in your, sandwich or salad leaf wrap. Right? There are so many ways you can eat your mussels, and you can feed mussels to your kids and your spouses, girlfriend, boyfriends. Yeah. There's always a way to love them. You just gotta get creative. Anyhow, guys, try this mussels in some way or the other this weekend. Share with me pictures via email, Angela@createyourself.today, or Instagram. I would really love to see those. My heart always sings when people share with me their favorite ways of eating some nutritious food. So share this with me. I'd really love that. I'll share it on my Instagram with my followers to inspire more mussels eating. Share this food with people you love, with your friends, with your loved ones. Cook it for maybe get together with your friends the next time you get together. Anyhow, look into mussels, guys. Besides that, have an amazing weekend. I'm going to be traveling to one of the nearby cities to do a few workshops at health food stores and wellness clubs, gyms, talking about food and nutrition. Of course, that's what I'm going to be doing this weekend. Not so much cooking for me. When I travel short term, I don't usually cook a lot. I usually have those days as my fasting or the lighter eating days. So that's what I'm doing this weekend. But I love to share your pictures. I'd love to see your pictures of mussels cooking and eating anyhow. Don't forget to share this episode with one another person, guys, to inspire them to add these rich and nutritious foods to maintain and improve their health, vitality, energy levels. So share this episode. Enjoy some mussels this weekend. And just enjoy your weekend, guys. Do something awesome and exciting that will add some rich and meaningful and fulfilling experience into your life. And as usual, guys, you'll hear from me on Monday. Until next time, till that time, eat better daily.